Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to another episode in our space exploration playthrough. Today we're hopefully going to be working towards material science. I really would like to refactor a lot of things as well. I don't know if we'll get to that in this episode or even if we'll put all those episodes on camera. I haven't had a ton of time to do things since the last episode, but I'd really like to put productivity 4s in all of these and then start using a lot more of these wide area beacons. And then I'll need a lot less furnaces in total, and we can think about, some different smelting. Because let's just look for a moment. In this setup, we can get a full belt of iron plates at 43 megawatts with about 21.5 ore. If we add in iron plate, and this time we use a different configuration, using both productivity 4s, and I may just wait until I have productivity 5s, to be honest, because it's a much larger boost. And then let's just imagine, like how many can one beacon affect? Because I tried placing a beacon here, and it looks like that's affecting up to 32 furnaces, and I could probably get more if I really tried, because there's a lot of empty space here. But I could definitely get 32 furnaces off of one beacon. So then that means, I wonder if I can do math in this, 1 divided by 32 is actually the ratio here. And so the amount of energy per furnace is very small. Oop, I messed that up. This is supposed to be 1/6, and it does way too many decimals. That's the default, but for wide area beacon, we want 1 over 32, 0. Record. And then let's imagine, let's start with all speed 4s. So I would only need 4.3 furnaces pumping out the, what is this called? Iron. Wait, this is the old build. Just kidding. Got the wrong beacon selected here. This one is the regular with speed 3s. So this is wait, no, this is still wrong. I don't know why these beacon settings are all wrong. This is still 1, 1667, and 0. I'm not sure how those settings got messed up. But I believe this is the current setup, is I only need about 10 furnaces. But then if we're using the wide area beacons, filled with speed 4. Okay, yeah, we do only need 4.3 furnaces, and you can see it uses a lot less power. It goes from 43 megawatts down to 33 megawatts, which pays for the beacon. And that beacon can do a lot of smelting setups. Only needing 4 furnaces is crazy. And then I'm curious if we switch out some of these. So let's take out 3. So we do save power by adding some efficiency, but not a crazy amount. We could get this down a lot lower, but I think I'm okay with the power the way it is because it's such a small number of actual furnaces. And that's really great. And then we only use 20 ore instead of the 21.43. So we save a little bit of ore, a little bit of vulcanite, use less power, use a lot less total modules. We would only need, that would be 5 buildings times 5 modules, 25 modules versus this one needing 50. So it's a great deal. Overall, one beacon will be able to supply probably all of my iron, copper, and steel, and maybe even I might be able to get everything around one beacon that I'm currently producing. So I do want to try that at some point. But for now, we are going to... So we don't have any alerts, which means we're not low on vulcanite. I'm imagining we will be low on vulcanite soon, but for now we're okay. So this is halfway full. We're going to pop into space and begin building our material science setup. So I think we're good to launch. Oh, there's one other thing I did, is I realized these big mining drills, I didn't have a setting checked. Oh, there's the low vulcanite blocks. I didn't have a setting checked in the startup settings for AAI Industry. It turns out there are these big mining drills that are... They mine twice as fast, and they take quite a bit more energy, about 6 times the electricity, and they mine from a much larger area, and they can fit 5 modules instead of, I think, 3 for the normal. So that is an option, that we could use those and beacon them more effectively, get more productivity out of them if we need to. I'm not really sure if I want to use those or not, but they are there if I want them. And I've got a lot of detritus in my inventory here. Let's get rid of a few things. And I didn't actually end up having the time to craft those 5 material or mechanical facilities, so we are just going to craft those right now. I believe... Let's see. How many thermodynamics did I need? We needed 3. Okay, so I ran out of storage tanks. What happened to all my steel? Oh no. My logistics were turned off. That's a big bummer. It would be really bad if I didn't have enough to complete all of this. Okay, we do have enough for this one at least. Of course, we just dropped a million things on the ground. I don't need that. I don't need this. Replace all my construction bots. They'll just come back though. Okay, we'll get rid of a few things here. We also don't need this many beacons. Though there is no point to having these beacons in space. Okay. I really need more inventory space. Is there another inventory research I can do that I've been ignoring? 1,000 rocket science. Yeah, it's worth it. We're going for it. We've got the beacon affecting our labs now, so they go a lot faster and for less power. So that's nice. Okay, so we need 5 mechanical facilities, which we will just select here. I'm gonna replace... Oh, that's a storage chest. Or it should be. It's not. And then we want... Oh, right. That's the chest I've been putting extra buildings in. These were extra. So we want to set our logistics here. And it looks like we did get enough gun turrets, which is a good thing. And these are all holding heat shielding. So I could probably speed this up a little bit if I put in some low density structure. We need 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just need 1 more. Problem is they fill one thing at a time and they overfill it. Are we really out of concrete? I can give it some more. There we go. Oh, and we did it again. Okay, well the bots will help me clean all this up. I don't need crushed iridite. I don't need a single blank data card. I don't need my used life support. I don't need this many engines. Yes, more inventory space. That's great. And I don't even need 50 laser turrets, though I have a logistics request, so yep, the bots are just going to bring them right back. Oh well. Okay. Go grab all this. I have made a mess. I told you you'd get spaghetti. There's the meatballs. Okay. That was not really a joke or funny, but sometimes you say things and you don't really know why you said them. I need lots of scaffolding. Gosh. We have an issue here. These material testing packs are taking up so much space in our warehouses. that we need a whole nother warehouse, and now we just messed up our logistics request because it wasn't wired in, so that's fine. Okay, beacons. I should have grabbed some more wide area beacons. I only have 3. But I think I'll probably only need 1, which is awesome. Okay. Oh yeah, I did come over here for a reason. I want all of this. I haven't kept my promises to you that I said I would do things between episodes. I apologize for that, but, you know, sometimes you just don't have time to get things done. Okay. I think this might be enough space, but can we finish this out? Perfect. All right. Where to start? I think we'll just put a beacon in the center of everything, leaving some space. I will put these actually outside the beacon area, potentially, because they're not going to need. And I don't have the research, so we should probably get that done. We will be able to get more inserter capacity and worker robot cargo. Ooh, that's going to be a really helpful upgrade. The cargo size is huge because just these 2 researches alone will completely double the effectiveness of my cargo robots. So that's great. So I'll wait on those. Those will just be simple requesters. And they've got thermofluid that I'll hook up to everything. And then for now, we should just need 1 of each supercomputer. So this one will be the top, this will be the middle. We'll leave 1 space between them. That one, and then this one. That one actually can. Now these, some of them need super cooled, some of them need cold. Okay, so that's cold, cold, super cooled, super cooled, cold, cold. So these 2 will be cold. I need my space pipes. And this will be the warm thermofluid. Okay, that's those 4 taken care of. I did forget to automate. Oh, I'm making trains up here. That's right. But unfortunately, we will need an entire manufactory just for trains because they take up all kinds of space. And I have those in a chest somewhere. I get so lost in this base. Here we go. Okay. And so we will need to make trains. I'll probably do that over here because definitely does not need to be sped up. Locomotive. And we'll do a simple request, a provide. I only need a tiny amount, so we will... Yeah, I mean, we don't even need 1 per minute. We need 0.2 per minute. So that should be good enough. Oh yeah, what about pylons? Did I completely forget about pylons? I did. I'm just going to research them. I have all of those things, so we're just going to get that done. We can even do pylon substations, which... How is that different? Wire... Oh. We actually need the substations. The regular pylons are just like big electric poles. The wires reach far, but they don't supply a lot of energy, whereas the other ones supply energy to the whole thing. And that's definitely what we want. Okay, so we've got our locomotives taken care of, and then, I mean, it really is that simple. The only other thing we need is all the buildings. Cold thermofluid for one of them. Nothing else. We do need lubricant for quite a few. I'll just bring in barrels of that. So I'll put the ones that need the lubricant together. So that'll be this guy, this one. And I think in Helmod, yeah, okay, I've got 8 speed, 3, 7 efficiency, and that's reduced everything far beneath 1 building. And obviously I can give these buildings more speed if they need them. Okay, so these 2 and these 2. So all 4 mechanical facilities, can't say the word, except this one, need lubricant. And this one needs chemical gel, which I want to say I have been barreling. Contaminated cosmic water, regular cosmic water, contaminated. Oh, interesting. This one just has a cosmic water loop. So we can just... The net amount in is very small. And then we need this one using the thermofluid loop, so I can put him right here next to the other one. And this uses a plasma stream, so we'll put... Oh, look, chemical gel. We need it in 2 places. Unfortunately, I don't remember. It's one of these. So these are the 2 that use lubricant. This one will use chemical gel. So we'll also use the chemical gel right here to make our plasma stream, which will go into this facility. Like so. Easy enough. We'll unbarrel the chemical gel there. I need my space set up. That will be unbarreling. We will unbarrel lubricant down here. And then these make the contaminated cosmic water. I wonder, okay, so that's 9 per minute. That's also 9 per minute. This is 26 per minute. So that's like 40, 50, 45 or 50 per minute. That's not very much. I'll probably just want to decontaminate it and then... Or maybe I'll just barrel the contaminated. Can I do that? Contaminated. I can. Nope, that's biosludge. There it is. So I'll just barrel that, and then I'll use active providers to get rid of all of it, and then we'll unbarrel it near our decontamination. So that'll work fine. So we will hook these up to some sort of output. Okay, so we'll get these going. 4, I think 4 is enough. Maybe we'll do 6. Are these the exact same? No, that's tensile and compressive. Tensile for steel, compressive for concrete. That makes sense. Somewhat physically accurate. And then this one, we need a couple here. This one will just be stone. This is chemical gel. Chemical gel, empty. I guess I'm not barreling it. I thought I was. And then this guy needs a lot of the material testing packs. And we'll need providers to get rid of all the scrap. And in this case, you know, we've got iridium plates coming back, so we'll just actively provide those. The nice thing is that requester chests will always request from storage before passive providers, so if we just actively provide the leftover iridium, that'll work out fine for us. We do need some roboports in this area. And we did finish Pylon Substations. What are the odds I can craft it by hand? 0%? Maybe 8%? it looks like we can craft it by hand, actually. I just need beryllium and holmium. Let's see if that works out for us. So beryllium is the... gonna be hard to find, looks like. Do we even have beryllium? Should. There's some. Gosh, this is a mess. I really don't know how to fix this. There's got to be a better way. Let me know in the comments. We also need to place capsule here. Okay, so now I can craft 6 of them. Sweet. Or even more, once we get some more blue circuits. So I will need to put those on my list. My hotbar. Maybe we'll put them on the end. Look at that. We can supply power to this whole block down here, just like that. And then we can take all these out and connect it with one up here. That's amazing. That does make life easier. Okay, so moving forward, we need to supply the lubricant. Empty lubricant barrel. I don't think, yeah, that can't go one longer. Okay, so that should do it. We need request, provide, craft a few more providers. That should get those going. And then we need to passively provide. We'll limit these. This is compressive. Strength data is less than 50. And then this one, tensile strength data is less than 50. And then we want to filter, insert. From this one, it's just scrap, and from this one, it's also scrap. Scrap and scrap. Bam. And we'll actively provide away the scrap. Oh, and iridium. Shoot. So we actually need filter inserters. These are starting to become very long lists of things to look through. Okay. So this needs to include iridium, iridium plate, and iridium plate. So nothing there, should back up. We are out of concrete. We used a lot to make the buildings. Okay, so that takes care of those 2 types of data. And then the other 2 we need is hot and cold thermodynamics data. So this is the cold, which I want to look like this. And this will hook up with the hot loop. And then cold loop is also attached. Excuse me, we need blank data cards. Request, provide, and then we will filter out contaminated scrap. And we will hook this up. This will only be if cold data is less than 50. This one will be contaminated scrap. That should do it. And then finally, we've already made quite a few of this. We actually just need this part right here. And in this case, it is contaminated scrap. This just needs to say hot thermodynamics data is less than 50. So now we're making all 4 card types, except for not dealing with the contaminated cosmic water. If I'm not mistaken, we're just missing some concrete. And I will add in 100 to get that started. Yeah, it looks like we're just out of concrete. So there we go, those are running. I should probably put modules in the beacon. We said 8. And the rest with efficiency. I can upgrade this later if I need to. But now those are a lot faster. We're adding 160% speed. And even taking away power consumption. So that's so cool to see. And then we need to make catalogs. And we need thermofluid in the loop. So what we can do is make our own little thermofluid loop. That's inside of our beacon. This is kind of in the way. I'm gonna move this out to the side. That's better. Okay, so I'm wondering with an extra 160% speed, if just a few of these is enough for a thermofluid loop. I think 4 might be enough. Using the more efficient recipe. And then we need an unloading, unbarreling. Empty thermofluid barrel. Okay. We're gonna not quite hook that up yet because I want to make sure. Because we have things. Do we have anything in this chain that outputs? It's just easier to see from here. That outputs cold thermofluid. Because if we do, that could provide some blockages. But they all output warm thermofluid, so we should be fine. So we need our hypercooler as well. We're actually... Do we need 2 hypercoolers? We do. Because we're going to put the extra cold stuff here. So then the not extra cold stuff can be on this loop. No, that's not right. We need an extra hypercooler. So let's see if we have the ability to make one with our current ingredients. Looks like we do. I'm just going to manually add 1 storage tank and 4 pumps. Okay, well I got 2. So, first hypercooler is going to take the cool and make cold. And then this will hook back up to the warm. Yeah, okay. So this is the warm thermofluid. And we only want to unload into a top-up valve, because we just want to keep the warm topped up. Like that. So that way, there will always be room for the things that output warm fluid to output them. And then the cold, I believe we hook up to this, and then we have another one that makes hypercooled, which we want to output to here. This is becoming a bit of a mess, but we'll make it work. That does that. This can come up here and to an underground. This is an abomination, but it'll work. These take a very long time to run because it's a 500? Yeah, 200 seconds. So 3 minutes, they are being sped up, but not by enough. We'll speed them up a bit more. So those altogether can make 33 per second. I believe that's more than enough. Yeah, we're only using 6 per second. Or 7? I don't know. Okay, so now I need to deal with the cosmic water issue, because that will build up. So we will barrel cosmic water. Type the name of the liquid instead. Is it still space water? No, contaminated. What? Water? Fill contaminated cosmic water barrel. There we go. Active provider chest. Requester. Barrels. Done. We'll put it on our to-do list to unload those. Decontaminate barrels. Because that's the kind of thing I could see myself forgetting. And then finally, we need to make the catalogs. And there's no output there, which is nice. You can just request those. And we will begin getting some of the Tier 1 catalogs. This is to be our material science, which we'll want to hook up. Cold thermofluid can come in through here. Hook up the warm thermofluid out. Simple requests, and then I need the insight generation, which we can't do from Tier 2 yet. So I'll just make it for a short moment right here. Yeah, we'll go here. So we won't need to do it this way forever, but for now it should be okay. And look at that, we've got insight. We are making our material science packs. Aha, junk data cards. So to get rid of those, we'll do the classic material science pack is less than 400. And then active provide filter junk. And where else am I making junk data cards? I feel like I missed something. No, I guess not. None of these make junk data cards. They just make scrap, which we are getting rid of all of that. Didn't one of them make contaminated? Yeah, these two make contaminated scrap. The rest of them make regular scrap. And those are the only two that make junk data cards, which we're getting rid of. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a request for our material science. To 50. We already have 30 to deliver. That's good news. Which means I can probably do the super cheap researches. Like we want this one, and then we're going to want... Oh, I guess you have to research two. Oh yeah, right. Because 3 colors is a combination, 2 combinations of 2 colors. So this is the one we're going to want to go for. And then we also want to work towards this guy, which we have everything ready for except, wow, 1,000 cosmic water, but then you get back 990 of it. Okay. So I think the only thing we need is these girders. And then we can research Science Pack 2 all the way through. So it's so interesting to me because there's... you know, there's two ways to increase the efficiency in this, because we get more efficient insight when we combine the different catalogs, and then we get more efficient significant data when we combine the insights. So doing higher tiers of one science makes it more efficient, and then also doing multiple tiers of different science is more efficient. So it's a really cool design. Obviously, there's a lot to it. There's four of each science, and, you know, we've not even started with biological, partially because I've heard it's the most difficult. But to get productivity module 5s, which I want to do soon, we do need biological catalogs. And Vita melange extract, which I believe is the kind of most processed form, looks like. Yeah. So it's basically the Vita melange plates, is one way to think about that. And then the biological catalog, that's a fairly expensive ingredient for, you know, for a single productivity module. So we're going to have to produce extra, I think, of the catalogs, but I'm beginning to think that maybe all of the, like if I do module, do all of the tier 5 ones? Yeah, that requires material catalogs, and efficiency requires energy. What about tier 6? Yep, that's the next tier of catalog. Tier 6 here is the next tier, biological catalog. Material 7, same story. 8, same story. Although you require superconductive cables for 8. And then 9 requires nanomaterial as well. So I do wonder, the astronomic catalogs, are they used to craft anything? And it doesn't look like they are. So we may need to mass produce the other ones for modules, but astronomic, not so much. But I believe we just need to, we can add in these recipes now. No, we still don't. Are they all here? Yeah, they are. Okay, so we need rigidity and we need impact shielding in these two. Okay, and this guy will be hooked up. And we'll need to make girders back on the base, because we don't, we do want to use productivity in those. And then this one is the one that uses chemical gel, like so, and we will hook up contaminated cosmic water yet again. So that will all work out nicely. We already have everything we need. I'm just going to start copying this chunk onto all of them. 3 and 4. Okay. So for you, this is corrosion resistance. Corrosion resistance is less than 50. This one is impact shielding. You can see a train running into a wall there. Impact shielding. And then this one is rigidity. So triangles are very rigid. That's fair enough. The art is really good on these. It's kind of a fun to see the way they've made these little pictures. And this makes regular scrap, gosh, 1.5 thousand scrap. That's intense. So we need to change this to regular scrap. This one makes regular scrap. I wish the icons between contaminated scrap and regular scrap were a little bit more different. It's kind of just a glowy version of scrap, but it would be nice if the actual icon looked different, so it was a bit easier to tell at a glance what it was. And then I think this is the pressure containment. Yeah. So this needs to be pressure containment, and this needs to be regular scrap. So let's make sure we've set the limits correctly on all these. Otherwise, we'll end up making thousands of data. I think we're good. And I will need to bring in cosmic water, which I don't think I'm barreling, which is a bit unfortunate. Move that by 1. And we'll just do a simple top-up valve. This does output 1,000. Honestly, I might just add a few pipes so that it can hold a little bit more in the system. And this will be cosmic water, empty cosmic water barrel. Request, provide, I missed. And request. Okay, we do have some. Looks like we only have 6 in the whole network, but we have a few. Which 6 is not enough to get this started, which is unfortunate. Oh, and we need storage tanks to actually be crafted. That's also on the list. So, girders and storage tanks. Did I not put that on my list here? This is the wrong chain. Here we go. Looks like I did not. Storage tank. And the engine units we are bringing up here to make the locomotives. So, okay. Well, we're most of the way there. We need to request everything. Now this one crafts 25 at a time, so I'm only going to click once on the requester, because it sure doesn't need much. And then I think we're all good and set to go. And we'll just have to get storage tanks, cosmic water barreled. We can do that real quick. We just have to find our cosmic water. This area is a complete mess. But this is where we can barrel some. Cosmic water, fill cosmic water barrel. Acid provider. Requester. And we'll see if, I think that should do it. Yep, there we go. And then we need to make storage tanks, which means another space manufactory. I hate how big these things are. I wish there was a small assembler that was maybe a lot slower. Well, wait. I have a space assembler. I'm being ridiculous. I could have made the trains in this. I rescind my complaint about the locomotives. We can change this whole thing to something much smaller. There we go. Okay. So, storage tanks. I can also make right here. Storage tank. Go to 1 stack. I think they stack to... Oh, they stack to 50. I do not need 50. We'll set a limit. Storage tank is less than... We'll go to 10. Stack size 1. That should do it. So now all we're missing to be able to do tier 2, looks like our thermofluid's all figured out. All we need for tier 2 of science here is the, let's see, there we go, girders. And then we can start making broad catalogs, energy insight number 2, and then we can start making significant data out of all 3 types, which will use 18 of each, and I believe make 8 significant data. It's this one. Yeah. So instead of 36 of one making 4 data, we've got 12 of each making 8 data, which is so much more. And then that means we use a lot less insight overall. Just a good deal. However, we do need those girders. So let's get that going real quick. I'm guessing we're going to need a rocket launched up here soon anyway. Of course. It brought me to the farthest one away from everything. Ugh, I still don't have enough inventory space for all these rocket sections. Okay, let's try that, and then one more. There we go. Okay. We got rid of all that. We don't need these 11. Yeah, this is full, so I'm just going to launch it up without me. Space needs it. And then I'm also low on vulcanite, so... let's see. We have no inventory space. So I need to get rid of all these because I believe my vulcanite planet has run out of capsules. But we can check. Yeah. Oh, we actually ran out of cargo rocket sections. So I need to supply that planet with more cargo sections. I should probably be more efficient and send a lot more sections and capsules at one time. But honestly, I can't be bothered at the moment. Okay, so we'll launch him. And that should do it. And now we want girders. We're also low on iridite, so we need to launch another iridite rocket. So those are just iridium plates, just straight up. And they stack more densely as well. So what I might do, switch this back to 1, is just make them where I make iridium. Is that so crazy? So if I just, let's see, could just place a few right here. How quickly do they craft? And we will be using full productivity. That's 15 per second. That will be more than I need probably for the, well, I shouldn't say the rest of the game, but for quite a while. I mean, I don't even know if one inserter in is enough to keep up. And then we will just provide those. There we go. Girders accomplished. Now we need to go back to Ogun, launch this rocket with a green signal. I really need to automate this process. And then we want to go to Kinga. launch this guy. So launch on green signal when fuel full. And make that green real quick. And that'll bring in more iridite. And wow, we're already back to 450 slots filled, and we just launched a rocket. But we do need girders to be requested from orbit, which we will do wherever our requesters are. Here we go. Girders. I think 10 stacks is more than enough. Yeah, we don't even need 1 per second on that. So then those will get delivered. Do we have enough? Almost enough. I should potentially have used the supply of plates rather than the production, because then the girders will produce only as fast as plates can be produced, but I think it'll be okay in the long run. Okay, so we'll give that half a second. This rocket's almost full anyway. As soon as we get to 500 here, we'll launch up, and then we can switch all of our buildings over to the tier 2 of material science. I enjoyed kind of doing 2 tiers at once a lot more, rather than building tier 1 and then later trying to upgrade to tier 2. So we might do the same thing for bioscience, or I might upgrade astronomic science to tier 2 first. Because we're probably being held back a little bit by that. Yeah, we're up to 491 slots filled already. So we'll hop in and we'll just go ahead and head up to space. And I'll zoom out. I think that makes it a little quieter. Not enough logistic network storage space available on Okun. Well, I wonder what's trying to be stored. Looks like these cargo rocket sections. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay. So now that we have girders... Wow, I landed inside a building and I couldn't walk out of it. So we're going to switch this to... Let's see. Broad catalogs. Yeah, there we go. We should limit the catalogs here, at least for now. And then this is going to be these 2 things. And connect the warm fluid up. So this is a much more efficient way. What does that stack to? 50. Oh, right, but we need the circuit here. So we'll say material insight is less than, we'll go to 200. And then we need a filter inserter, taking out the blank data cards, right? Yeah, blank data cards. Blank data card. Okay. And then request. There we go. So now we're making more efficient material insight. And then I would like to make blank data, or what are these called? Significant data. I'd like to make that here. So blank data cards, fine the way it is. We want to work up to 100. Very arbitrary numbers I'm picking. We'll put a request there. And then I'm going to go find the other guy that's making significant data and tell him to stop. I'll Just take everything he's got. It looks like we had already built up a decent amount. And we will place into here. Great. They still seem somewhat slow to me, but... looks like we needed 0.77. So I maybe should have 2 of these going, because this has to provide significant data for all 3. But these 2 should help. I'll maybe even use tier 4s. So yeah, so we just need some more broad material catalogs. We're out of impact and rigidity. Impact, I have made a mistake of some sort. Oh, no, it just takes absolutely forever to unload the scrap. I see. So we're gonna have to go a little faster here. Pick up from here. That should help. But then we need to wire them all with the same condition. Impact shielding is less than 50. Impact shielding is less than 50. So that should do it. And now we've got plenty of impact shielding data. And this one has become an issue. Or no, we just have all of it. Is it this one? Yeah. Figured this might be a problem. So I may just need a storage tank here. And we'll waste some cosmic water kind of getting this topped up, but once it's topped up, it should run forever. I wonder... So then is this... No, that's just read contents. We don't want that. Also, what just happened? Damaged. How? What just happened over here? Oh, we have more than 1,000 logistics bots, and we have not researched Swarm Safety 3. So I think a bot just crashed, is what happened. And that will keep happening. Now that I'm up over... So I need to research Swarm Safety 3. Now that I'm up over 1,000 bots. So, how's everything running? We still don't have enough rigidity data. That's because I never... How did... Hold on. Okay. I think I imagined that it had actually been running for a second. And so I was like, how did it run for a few if I never even built the requester chest? But I think I made up that it ran for a few. And it looks like we're actually out of blank data cards. We are always running out of blank data cards. And the reason this one is not constantly running is because I never got rid of the scrap. I guess I could also add a beacon here. Somewhere in here to speed all this up. Rather than this ugly build needing 3 buildings. Looks like now we're short on cosmic water. There's just never enough. Okay, we want to put our repair packs into the network so that our bots can repair stuff. And I think that now... Yep, we're running on broad catalogs, we're making insight, we've got plenty of significant data. So now we can work towards creating Material Science 2, which still makes junk data cards. So we will do less than 200. I should probably do 400. I know what I should probably do is just not even have a limit and just let it fill up, but I don't have enough production to supply infinite amounts, and it would take this a very long time to fill up a whole chest. But look at that, Material Science 2. I'm going to consider that checked off the list. Everything seems to be running smoothly. The amount of scrap that gets created by this is quite hilarious. Oh, right. These are only going to insert once this drops below 50. So it's kind of a swingy system just because of how much scrap it makes. So I'd imagine my scrap recycler over here has his hands full right now. And it looks like we need to start processing this. So I might make the, is it this one, thermodynamics facility. So we can actually smelt plates in space. I don't think it's worth sending this back down to Navis to use, but I can at least smelt them up here in space and then use those first rather than other alternatives. Which actually, if I get some storage tanks and furnaces, I can maybe make a couple right now. We need a ton of storage tanks, as usual. Oh my gosh. Our bots have gone crazy. There's so much scrap everywhere now. I wonder if I need more storage space for all the scrap. This is getting intense. It looks like we still have a decent amount of storage space. But we need to put tanks in here. We need chemical plants. And it looks like we're just out of iron plates completely here in space. So we'll have to add that onto the list as well. Scrap smelting. And we'll get that done. Awesome. Well, I think we have set out what we came here to do, which was to automate material science. We still need to work pretty hard at actually automating our cargo rockets so that things will just run on their own without us. But for now, I think I'm going to call it an episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.